When the twin suns rose, our ship hung in orbit above a world alive with color. Oceans sparkled like molten sapphire, clouds curled like painted silk, and islands gleamed green and gold. Humanity erupted with joy. We had found home. The cocoon hovered nearby, glowing like a guardian. For years it had whispered to me, guiding us here. Now, I felt its voice clearer than ever. You are ready. A landing team was prepared, and though I was still young, I was chosen. My parents feared for me, but my mother only whispered, "This is your destiny." As the shuttle pierced the clouds, I pressed my forehead to the window. When the hatch opened, air rushed in, fresh, wild, and alive. The sand beneath my feet was warm. The wind carried the scent of salt, and the waves glittered under twin suns. For the first time in generations, humanity touched real soil. We were no longer wanderers in the void. We were home. The first days were filled with wonder. Children laughed as they splashed in waves, and adults worked to build shelters from ark materials. Every moment felt like a miracle, yet the world was stranger than we imagined. Forests glowed at night, trees with crystal leaves hummed when touched, and insects shimmered like living lanterns. Even the ground seemed to breathe, pulsing faintly beneath our boots. One evening, I followed a pull into the forest. The trees opened into a grove, where a spiral of stone stood, glowing faintly with violet light. When I touched it, visions flooded me. Beings of light, tall and radiant, walking these very lands. They nurtured worlds, then dissolved into starlight, becoming part of the nebulae themselves. I stumbled back, breathless. Humanity was not the first here. Others had walked this path, and their legacy still lingered. We were not alone. We had never been. Word of the grove spread quickly. Some dismissed it as a trick, but others saw it as proof this world had been home to another race. Ruins were found on nearby islands. Arches of stone, spirals carved into cliffs, and crystals that glowed when stepped on. The cocoon drifted above, patient, watchful. I felt its whispers more clearly now. It was no longer just feelings. It was guidance. It showed me images of humans living in balance with the world, and others where greed tore it apart. Two futures, waiting for us to choose. At night, children gathered around fires. Listening to my stories of the children of light, they smiled, believing, their eyes glowing with wonder. But the adults argued. Some wanted to build quickly, to claim the planet. Others warned we must tread carefully. I returned to the grove again and again, each time feeling the nebula's pulse. One truth became clear. This was no gift without cost. The nebulae had given us a world. But it was also a test. Weeks passed, and the colony grew. Shelters turned into homes. Gardens sprouted, and laughter filled the air. Yet unease lingered. The ground's faint pulse grew stronger. And at night, the forest glowed brighter, as if the planet itself was watching. One night, storms swept across the skies, lightning in colors we had never seen before. The ark trembled in orbit, and our new home shivered under the winds. Yet in the eye of the storm, the cocoon hovered, radiating calm. I felt it calling me. Against my parents' protests, I walked into the glowing forest. There, amidst the rain, figures of light shimmered briefly, their forms fragile like mist. They pointed toward the horizon, where mountains split the sky. The storm ended as suddenly as it came. When I returned, drenched but unhurt, I knew what the message meant. The grove was not the end of the story. It was only the beginning. The next day, explorers set out toward the mountains. I was among them, chosen not for strength, but because the cocoon's whispers never left me. The journey was breathtaking. We crossed rivers that sang like flutes, fields of flowers that glowed at dusk, and valleys where crystal stones hummed beneath our steps. But the deeper we traveled, the stranger the land became. At the foot of the mountains, We discovered a cavern carved with spirals matching those in the grove. Inside, murals stretched across the walls, beings of light guiding children of flesh. In one painting, those children looked human. The others argued over what it meant. But I already knew. Humanity was not here by accident. We had been guided long before Earth's first fire was lit. The nebulae had been raising us. Inside the cavern, we found a chamber filled with crystal pillars. When touched, they lit up, projecting visions into the air. Star maps, galaxies, and countless worlds connected like threads of light. The cocoon entered, glowing brighter than ever, and hovered near one of the pillars. Suddenly, the stars shifted, forming the outline of Earth, then the Ark, then us. Humanity's journey was etched in light, but there was more. A fork in the vision showed two paths, one of harmony, where humans thrived with the nebula's gifts, and another of destruction, where greed turned paradise into ruin. I fell to my knees, trembling. The message was clear. We were the children of nebulae, but our future depended on choice. The cosmos had given us a home, but it demanded wisdom. When we returned to the colony, the debate had grown fierce. Some saw the planet as sacred, others as ripe for conquest. My words carried little weight, yet children gathered to listen, their eyes filled with hope. One night, I dreamed of the beings of light again. They stood beside me, their forms vast as the stars, yet gentle as the wind. One spoke, "Tell them the truth. They are not alone. They never were." I awoke with a certainty that burned brighter than fear. Humanity was not just surviving. We were chosen, not chosen to rule, but to belong, to join a chorus older than suns, written in the language of nebulae. As dawn rose, twin suns lighting the sea in fire and gold, I gathered the colony. My voice shook, but I spoke the truth. We are the children of nebulae, and this is only the beginning.